Okay, looking at the section on translations, the easiest way to do this is just to use your calculator. You're going to put in your y1 window 2x plus 3, and then in your y2 window just 2x. Then go look and watch the graph draw so you can see what you're comparing. See? That's the 2x plus 3, and the second one that drew was 2x. So compared to 2x plus 3, what happened here with 2x? So it says compare the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the slope. They're parallel, so the slope remained the same. Their y-intercept is shifted down, right? Because our original equation was this one, top one, 2x plus 3. This was a vertical shift down. So I'll say shift down. Shifted down. And the x-intercept is no longer the same. Looking at the second equation, we'll put in 2x plus 3 again into y1, and y2 we put in 5x minus 9. We'll watch it draw so you know which one you're comparing. So this is 2x plus 3, the one that drew first, and then this is 5x minus 9, the one that draws secondly. So comparing these two, what happened with the slope? See, they're not parallel, so it's not the same slope, which you should be able to tell that by looking at the two equations. See, the slope of the new line is steeper, right? Because the number in front of the x, which is the slope, is bigger. So got steeper. The y-intercept is not the same. See, the y-intercept here is at 3, and it moved down to -9. So that's a shift down. And lastly, the x-intercepts are also not the same. That's pretty much all they're going to ask you on the test relative to the x-intercepts, whether they're the same or not. So look at number 3. How does the graph of y equals 2x plus 3 and y equals 2 times x plus 3 minus 7 compare? Go back to our y equals window. We're going to put in, well, we're going to leave 2x plus 3 there. Go to y2, change that to 2. Make sure you put in parentheses, it matters. X plus 3, close parentheses, minus, not negative, 7. Then go look at the graph. That's our first one, that's 2x plus 3. This is our second one, 2 times x plus 3 minus 7. So, because they're parallel, that means it's the same slope, right? The slopes didn't change. The y-intercept did change. So our y-intercept up here was 3, but the y-intercept here now is -1. So it went down, shift, I guess I should say shift down, and our x-intercepts are no longer the same. Now looking at number 4. Oh, remember, this is a horizontal shift. When you have parentheses, you think of the parentheses as you have a left and a right parentheses, so this is telling you it's going to move left or right. Notice that the original equation was here, and this one is now here. So it looks like we had a shift to the right, but actually, since this is supposed to be a negative that you would have put in to make it, to do the opposite, should be moving to the left. But, okay, so I want to go back and look at number 3 real quick. This question is harder than the one that's on the test, okay? So I'm not going to worry about all this detail here. On the test, just make sure you look at the 2 questions that they give you. They'll be easier than this. And look at your choices and make a choice based on that. It won't be this hard. So look at number 4. We'll go back to the y1 window. We get 2, clear that, 2, open parentheses, x plus 3, close parentheses, go down, and we have 2, open parentheses, x plus 7, and we're going to delete, okay, now let's watch it graph. So the first original line is this one, and then here's the other line. The other line, it shifts like we expect it does the opposite, right? It shifts to the left. We have in the parentheses, remember, we have shifts left and right. In this case, you start with 2 times x plus 3, and this will shift further to the left. So this will be shifted to the left, as you see, shifted to the left from the origin. And then the x plus 7 is shifted further to the left, because always is opposite of what we see this sign doing. Now it says when changes are made inside the parentheses, are they horizontal or vertical? So that's what we talked about. The parentheses, think of them as being, you have a left and a right parentheses. That's actually what happens. You're going to have shifts left and right when we have parentheses. When the slope increases outside the parentheses, is that a vertical stretch or compression? Remember, stretch means it gets taller or more steep, so we're going to have a vertical stretch.